What's cracking, Swolders? MANdler here in the man cave. Got an Ask MANdler question today. That's right, it's Wednesday. Time for me to drop some knowledge on your ass when it comes to getting jacked, ripped, athletic, swole, allowing you to become that ass kicker that looks good while kicking ass. Now, this one is about nutrition. Thank God. I haven't talked a lot about nutrition lately, and I need to. Why? Because the results you get from the hard work you're putting inside the man cave are going to be either maximized or minimized by what you do inside the kitchen. So, with that little preface, let me get to the Ask MANdler question. This one comes from one Ben Wilson. He wants to know, yo, MANdler, do you have any thoughts or opinions on carb backloading as put out by John Kiefer? Well, dude, yes I do. Alright, before I give my humble opinion on carb backloading, let me first explain what it is. It's not some crazy innovative approach to dieting. If anything, it's got its foundation in what bodybuilders typically do in order to get ripped up and diet down for a bodybuilding show. They will carb deplete and deplete glycogen stores in their muscle and in their liver in order to thrust themselves into a state of ketosis and burn fat very effectively. That's great. Getting ripped is awesome. Everyone wants to look good. The problem is if you stay in a state of ketosis like bodybuilders do for a prolonged period of time, 8, 10, 12 weeks or beyond that, you're going to have some issues. Number one, your breath, you're going to have what's called ketone breath, which makes your breath smell like a sack full of assholes combined with fermented dick cheese. And that's not cool. You're not going to get ladies by doing that. So whatever progress you've made by getting ripped for the ladies is going to be completely negated by the fact that your breath is like dragon breath. You can melt steel with that shit. Not cool. Not only that, your piss is going to reek worse than if you eat a whole bunch of asparagus and drink a whole lot of coffee. You're going to be constantly pissy because your blood sugar is low and no one's going to want to be around you. And if that's not bad enough, when you're in ketosis for a prolonged period of time, you're going to risk going through renal failure. Kidneys are going to shut down and you might die. That's not cool either. So all at the hands of getting to where you're getting ripped up. All right, I want to get ripped, but not that bad. Okay, so there's other ways to do it. Now, that's just if you're in a state of ketosis for a prolonged period of time. Kiefer, what he wants you to do is think of it as this. You're going to go through an initial 10-day to 2-week process of getting yourself into ketosis, and then you're going to carb up in order to replenish those drastically depleted glycogen stores. And you're going to rely on those glycogen stores to fuel yourselves through your workouts. Now, the problem is with that is I like to think of what we do at the Man Cave, more strength, power, speed, dominant, athletic-based training, as I like to think of us as kind of like a high-performance automobile. And the way I look at it is like this. What he's asking you to do is focus more on replenishment than fueling up beforehand. And the problem is with that is that when you think of yourself as like a high-performance automobile like we are, does it make more sense to fuel up beforehand or to fuel up after the race is done? Think about that. We don't want to gas out in the middle of our workouts because we're not going to get any of those strength, power output, or getting jacked, ripped, and pretty much accomplishing everything we want to if we don't make it through our workouts. All right. So my theory is this. I personally think there are definitely some merits to carb backloading, and when done correctly, it has its benefits. However, given what we're doing here in the Man Cave, I don't think it's for us. And I always go back to that race car analogy. Do you want to fuel up before the race or fuel up after the race? It makes far more sense given what we're doing and the focusing on getting the energy necessary for the strength training by way of the fuel that we get before training instead of relying on muscle glycogen stores, because when we fuel up beforehand, it's readily and very quickly available. It's very easy for our body to produce ATP from the store or from the fuel that we eat and that we take in directly a couple hours beforehand. You're not going to get that with the muscle glycogen stores. Your body's going to have to break those down and go through a different metabolic pathway, which is not as effective and not as efficient for your body to produce in as fast a manner as required when we're doing more strength and power-based movements. So what I would say is this: if you're more of a performance athlete, carb backloading, I don't feel like is something you would want to do as much as if you're more of just kind of general population, or if you're like a bodybuilder. If you're focused on performance, we want to fuel up and be more performance based. All right, we will still get the benefits from burning fat and getting ripped up, even if we don't thrust ourselves into a state of ketosis or do any carb backloading. Does it have its merits? Yes. If you want to try it, go for it. However, I don't think it's the greatest thing for you to do if you're more of a performance-based athlete. It's more for general population, and if you're like a bodybuilder that doesn't have to focus on performance instead of just aesthetics. All right, Ben, so in a nutshell, carb backloading, great for those that are more general population based, that just want to get ripped up, not for those that want to enhance their performance while getting ripped up. If you want to focus on getting ripped, but also increasing your performance, improving on strength, speed, power output, then you're going to have to eat specific to those goals. That sounds like something you want to learn how to do. And what I do is focus on eating the right foods in the right amounts at the right time. I've outlined all of those issues in what I call the Meathead Meal Plan. You can click the link below, check it out for yourself. I've had great success with it, as all as my athletes as well. So check it out. It's called the Meathead Meal Plan. It's pretty cheap and very effective, and far better suited for the goals of getting ripped while improving performance as well. So check it out. Meathead Meal Plan, very awesome, very badass, and allows you to be able to kick ass and look good while doing so. Have any other questions about nutrition, send them my way. GoEliteSC@gmail.com. Have a good night, Swolders. MANdler out.